Hello and welcome into the Farmers Union pregame show. As always, I'm Ken Oda. I've got Noah Grant on my left, Jarred Becker, the play-by-play voice of the Austin Bruins, here on my right. We're getting you ready for Toros and Bruins in just a few minutes. Let's start with a look back at last weekend. Noah, Toros go down to Aberdeen and take 4 points against the Wings.
Yeah, they do, and in a fashion where we've kind of become accustomed to seeing the Toros win hockey games. It's been tightly contested affairs, a little bit hairy at the tail end of Friday night, a little bit more complete effort on Saturday, but nonetheless, you go on the road, you come out with all the points that you were hoping for. You have to feel good about that. Obviously, some milestones going on last weekend as well, too, and in addition to a milestone, not too bad when that certain player ends up tallying one in the back of the net as well.
Yeah, for those who didn't see, Trevor Stahowiak, Toros captain, played his 173rd game as a Toro on Saturday night. That is a new franchise record, surpassing the 172 played by Chase Springman. Stack celebrated by getting the scoring going on that Saturday night in the Toro win. So a huge game for him, and congratulations again to Stacks. And he'll pass 200 here, hopefully this season, before he goes off to college.
Yeah, and obviously a great weekend for guys who are becoming household names now. Jack O'Hannison, Joel Lettinen, each multi-goal weekends. Nicholas Kettinen, multi-assist weekend. You can tell who are the goal scorers, who are more of the playmakers. And Colby Vuk, multi-assist weekend for him as well, too. So,
and don't overlook Ian Spencer, who's had a ton of breakaways this season. Finally cashed in on one for his first goal as a Toro.
Yeah, and of course, great goaltending to boot, right? Obviously, you need that in this league, and I would say the matchup that we enter into this weekend has a couple of the best goaltenders that we would see, not only in the Central Division, but maybe in the entire league.
Jarred, Bruins picked up 4 points last weekend as well. How did that go?
Yeah, it was a big weekend for them last weekend against Bismarck. I mean, it was a full effort win. First time this season that the Bruins have won by more than 3 goals this year, if you believe that or not. I mean, most of the contests this season have been 1 or 2 goal games. So, I mean, coming out and getting on top 4-1 both nights on Friday and Saturday night against the Cats, who are always a tough team to play against. But, I mean, goalies were great. I mean, both Trent Wimkin and Matt MacArthur between the pipes, respected on each night, picked up a win, had a shutout going to the third period each. So, I mean, like you mentioned earlier, I mean, the goalie matchups this weekend for both teams, no matter who's in net, are probably the best netminders here in the league.
Yeah, Ken, also, by the way, on the Toro side of things, they've lost only 4 contests, none of them coming more than a single goal. If you take out the empty netters, Bismarck, as is always a tough opponent that he mentioned, the only team the Toros have yet to beat in the Central Division.
Yeah, looking at what that means, the Bruins get the sweep, Toros get the sweep, and St. Cloud in North Iowa played out of division. So let's look at what that means for the Toros Tribune Central Division standings. You see the Toros and Bruins right there at the top. St. Cloud continues to at least get points even when they lose. 6 of their 10 losses have come in extra time. Bismarck, more wins than St. Cloud, but because when they do lose, it is in regulation. They're behind the Norsemen in the standings, then Aberdeen and North Iowa sitting on the outside looking in on the playoff picture. Let's turn now to the Toros Tribune Live players to watch. I'll kick it off. KMOT did a great feature on this young man, Nick Zwiecki, second-year Toro. He had 2 goals a couple of weeks ago down in Austin. I think look for him to keep it going and look good against the Bruins this weekend.
Yeah, for me, it's going to be an underrated guy. Actually, from the back end, Colby Vuk. We talked about his success and how he's transitioned from year 1 to year 3 now in a Toros uniform. Multi-assist weekend last weekend. I feel like he's someone who's a catalyst on the back end. Even though he doesn't always show up on the point sheet, he's someone who drives possession, good first pass defenseman, calm, poised. I think he's going to be a factor this weekend.
And Jarred, who should Toro fans keep an eye on from the Austin side of things?
I mean, when he comes down to things, leading by example, and that's exactly why he has that C on his sweater this season. It's Austin Solani, the Dartmouth commit. Had himself a solid weekend against the Bismarck Bobcats. I mean, 3 points, 2 goals, and an assist to help lead the Bruins to that big 4-point weekend. And of course, leads the Bruins this season in scoring. So I mean, the future Dartmouth college guy is doing what he needs to do and continues to put into work and show why he's a leader in that Bruins locker room.
That'll take us now to our home key group, keys to the game. I'm going to kick it off again. I'm going to say home sweet home. Toros do not leave North Dakota for the rest of this month. Next trip out of state is in December when we head to Aberdeen. So take advantage of the time here at the Mesa Arena. 6 of 7 games left in this month are in this building. The one is just the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, a trip down to Bismarck. So not a lot of miles on the bus here. Time to get healthy, rest, and hopefully make some hay here at home.
Yeah, mine actually kind of tags off of yours. Translate that road success to home, and what do I mean by that? Of course, the Toros have only lost twice in this building, I should say, but they seem to not match their shot volume and their opportunities with production necessarily in this building. Have been a little bit more comfortable on the road as far as feeling like they're executing when they get their opportunities. Maybe it's because they relax a little bit knowing they are on the road. They have to translate that success to home against an Austin Bruins team. Every opportunity is going to come at a premium. They have to find a way to find the back of the net.
And Jarred, from an Austin point of view, what would be a key to the game for the Bruins?
Big thing is just setting the tone early. I mean, that's what they did last week against Bismarck, and that's what they did 2 Saturdays ago against you guys in that shutout win behind Trent Wimkin. That Friday night, of course, didn't go the way they wanted. I mean, Minot took the advantage early, set the tones, and then from there, just playing catch-up the rest of the night. Bruins were able to get back in, but fell within a point, unfortunately, in the shot, in this, the total on the night. But biggest thing, set the tone early and then just stay out of the extra shenanigans. I know these two teams like to be physical. They like to try to draw that extra 2 minutes for the retaliator. Both teams, of course, will like to get under each other's skin, and that's going to be a big factor for both teams, is staying out of that penalty box, and it's gonna set a big tone for the remainder of the night.
Well, that'll take us to our Four Bears Casino and Lodge Over-Unders. Fans, you can play along with these in the Toros Hockey mobile app. If you get all 3 right, you're entered to win a Four Bears stay and play package over $300 in value, including a night in the hotel, dinner at the restaurant, a couple free drinks, and $200 in free play on the slots. So I'll let you both play along. I won't guess. And to your point, setting the tone early, Toros first period goals, we set the number at 0.5.
Well, as Jarred would probably allude to, that's going to be over, probably well over, I would think.
And that's the thing. I mean, I was wrong last time, and I'll be 100%. I was wrong on that one. I said under, but this time, I mean, I want to say each team will have at least one. So I'm going to go with the over. I'm going to say over the half goal in the first period, and I think after the first, I'm just going to go out there and say it's going to be tied 1-1.
All right. Well, that'll take us to the second Four Bears Casino and Lodge over under. Toros total shots on goal. Toros have been dominating most teams they've played, outshooting Aberdeen 2-1 in both games last weekend. I set the number at 30.5.
Yeah, I'm going to go with actually under here, and the reason being not taking anything away from the Toros. Austin's a great hockey team, great defensively. It's going to depend on whether the Toros value shot volume versus shot quality. Are they getting to the middle of the ice, or are they comfortable floating pucks towards the net? You looked at the pregame skate, I should say, defensemen putting pucks on net from the point, practicing that. Is that going to be the game we're going to see, or are they going to be a little bit more patient and try to find that opportunity in the middle of the ice?
And going towards your point, I'm going to go with the under. The Bruins this season have only been outshot 6 times, 3-2-1 on the year when being outshot. So, I mean, defensively, Bruins have done very well, limiting the shots on goal and then helping out Trent Wimkin or Matt MacArthur in any given night. I apologize, between the pipes. So I'm going to go with the under on shots for the Minotauros.
And it wouldn't be a Toros and Bruins game if we didn't throw this one in. Total combined penalty minutes, I got it at 16.5.
I'm going to go over. I'm going to actually say we're going to get over 20.
I'm going to go over. I think I'm going to go even higher than that. I'm going to say about 35.
Yeah, well, I mean, you see one fight, that'll be 30. So
Yeah.
it wouldn't shock me if that one went over. Final thing we have for you on the Farmers Union pregame show, and again, another game you can play in the Toros Hockey mobile app. McDonald's Toros Trivia. Today's trivia question: who is the only Toro to record 4 points against the Austin Bruins in a single game? Your options are Jack Murphy, Kyle Kukkonen, Blaine Warnert, or Jaden Martin. Any guesses?
Boy, I'm going to say Blaine Warnert is going to be my guest.
Ooh, Kyle Kukkonen, I think, is going to go with my choice. I mean,
6th round pick of the
6th round, yeah. I was going to say tried and true Anaheim Ducks guy, and of course I am an Anaheim Ducks fan myself, so no better choice to go there with the Ducks draft pick.
All right, fans, get your guess in the Toros Hockey mobile app. You can win a McDonald's meal from any Dakota Drive McDonald's. And yeah, final thoughts before we go, guys.
Yeah, it should be a good matchup. I expect this one. The only reason I would say would be under on penalty minutes this weekend is both teams know how crucial this weekend is. The Bruins and Toros essentially separated by a single win because the Bruins have one more game played. That is your difference maker. First place up for grabs.
I mean, going off of your point, I mean, that's going to be the biggest thing. Like I said, with the keys of the game, is just staying out of that extra shenanigans for both teams. I mean, Coach Cody Campbell and head coach Steve Howard for the Bruins both know how much this weekend means to the standings. One game in hand you guys have for the Minotauros, and 2 points separates the two. I mean, by the end of the weekend, Bruins could see themselves up by a total of 6 points, or the Bruins can see themselves now sitting in second place, depending on how the weekend goes.
Well, we'll find out how the weekend goes in just a few minutes. We'll turn you over to Ben Lifto and the PA for tonight's introductions.